One and all, welcome to First Lutheran Church's Lunch in the Loft concert series. Today we're delighted to have Mr. Jacob Sprengeler. He'll perform almost a dozen seasonal works for your enjoyment. Now, Jacob is the organist at Concordia Lutheran Church on Cedar Rapids West Side, and I think they may be glad to have him, not only for his organ skills, but his other experiences. Jacob's originally from Walford and started playing piano and trumpet as a kid. In high school at Prairie, he was twice chosen to play trumpet in all-state band, once as the principal trumpet. Then he was off to Iowa State University, where he played in just about every athletic band there is. Why not the music department? Well, he wanted to be an engineer. He graduated summa cum laude with honors while also studying organ at First Lutheran's own Dr. Brett Wolgast. And when he isn't playing, he's a civil engineer here in Cedar Rapids. He's also active in the local chapter of the American Guild of Organists. So, maybe afterwards, chat with him about Johann Sebastian Bach or interstate bridges. In any case, please warmly welcome Mr. Jacob Sprengeler.
I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Honestly, I'm kind of relieved that the weeks of prep and studying are finally over. I want to point out that, of course, I'm an engineer by day, so public speaking and performance doesn't exactly come natural to me. So just being up in front of everyone is pretty nerve-wracking, so bear with me. And I just also want to point out that there's a reason they stick organists way in the back in the nosebleeds away from everybody else. But hey, a chance to share my love of Christmas music and the organ is going to help us get through. The real silver lining here is that this concert gave me an excuse to start playing and listening to Christmas music in October with no shame whatsoever. Someone asked me last week what the theme of this year's concert was going to be, and I told them simply, Christmas. I'm an engineer, so I'm pretty practical, so the songs had to meet two criteria. They had to sound really cool, or they had to be fun to play, basically. Thinking deeper, I guess you could say an unofficial one is there's a lot of black keys in this year's concert for some reason. So today, we're going to start with a festive arrangement of Hark the Herald Angels Sing. The text originated as a poem back in the 1700s and has gone through several different iterations, the most current back to the 1960s, so please enjoy. Our next tune is Once in Royal David City, perhaps most famous for its inclusion in the film Home Alone and as the processional hymn in the Festival of Nine Lessons at King's College in Cambridge. Believe it or not, the text originated in Ireland and was later combined with the English tune to make the hymn we know today. Three ships. It's extremely fun and satisfying to play, and I dare say sometimes impossible to play or listen to without dancing along. For the past several years, this tune has been the front runner among my favorite Christmas carols, and this particular arrangement was done by John Schmidt, most famous as the piano player and composer for the well-known ensemble The Piano Guys. Last time I checked, though, there wasn't really a large body of water in Bethlehem, so I had to Google, how does this get associated with Christmas? And turns out the exact meaning or origin is not exactly known. A few of the leading theories include the delivery of 3 Magi relics to the Cologne Cathedral in the 12th century, or what I think maybe might be more truthful is the idea that the Magi traveled via camels, which are often nicknamed ships of the desert. So here's I Saw 3 Ships. next tune is Fanfare and Meditation on It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. This is a very interesting dichotomy of a piece with a very unusual bold fanfare, followed by a more traditional meditative piece. When I think of Christmas Eve, Midnight Mass, candlelight hymns, or the Yule log channel on Netflix, this is usually the tune I hear in my head. Since my introduction included talking to me about Bach, I guess we have to include some of that. For all you youngins out there, it's time to talk about the go, and that is go spelled with two O's, the greatest organist involved in that. This particular bass Bach arrangement is perhaps one of the more well-known pieces that he put together, and is has made my personal short organ bucket list of songs I absolutely have to learn at some point in my career, so I'm excited to check this one off the list. For those wondering, in Dulce Jubilo translates roughly to "in sweet rejoicing." If you don't recognize that tune, one of its most common Christmas carol texts is "Now sing we now rejoice." So listen in and see if you can pick up that melody amongst all the inner parts, counter melodies, and harmonies that make this piece so amazing. guessing. He's also the best organ arranger I know, providing opportunities to use just about every single organ stop and more sound combinations than I thought possible in his pieces. This arrangement of In the Bleak Midwinter combined with Largo from the New World Symphony is like playing the piano whilst dancing, whilst directing an entire orchestra. As you'll see in here, playing the notes on the keyboards is actually a very, very small part of this performance. Instead, I'm going to head back over to the piano for a holiday medley piece that I've had in the collection for several years, but never had the skill or the time to learn until now. Out of all the tunes in today's concert, I think this one took the most practice time and still might not be perfect, but hopefully good enough that you get the gist. Pay attention, there may be a quiz at the end to make sure you caught all the different tunes and were listening. If you can't name them all, just maybe try to count the number of key signatures we go through instead. first piece that I learned for this year's concert and was most excited for. It's very rewarding and not too long a piece. For those who don't know, I'm a real big sucker for a song with melody and bass. So this arrangement of On Christmas Night All Christians Sings contains a fugato-like style with a massive pedal melody. Hint, hint, I'm sure professionals over there in the booth will help everyone get a pretty good view of these pedals for this piece. The penultimate piece is Still, 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 also by the same composer from the same Christmas collection. Still, Still, Still originated in Austria in the same district of Salzburg, made famous from the movie The Sound of Music. As it sounds by the tune in the text is truthfully a lullaby. This piece has some absolutely gorgeous harmonic suspensions and passages fitting of the carol's text, so bear with me, and here we go, and we'll go nice, low, and slow for this lullaby. Again, I want to thank everyone for taking an hour of their day to come be here with me. It's my favorite time of the year, and it brings me great joy to share the music with everyone. The last piece is from the first Jeff, again. His Christmas collection, again, my favorite, and I definitely think we've saved one of the best for last. This arrangement of Ding Dong Merrily and High explores a ton of musical styles and sounds. I'll admit, I'm typically very biased towards brass instruments, but in this piece, we're going to show off the woodwind quartet contained within the organ. Listen as the flute, clarinet, oboe, and bassoon come together to create an amazing woodwind chorus. The piece also contains an interesting section in 7/8 time, which is rather unique. Again, thanks for coming out to today's concert, and please come back next week to support Brett and Rita as they wrap up this series in grand fashion for this year. And have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.